David, we need to go to stock picks. You're going with Nvidia. The results are due, Wednesday next week?
Today.
Oh, sorry, this week. This week.
Yeah, after market close, It's very important because it's going to define the trend on the Magnificent Seven and all those AI stocks that have been under quite a lot of pressure and are coming down to very attractive levels. Even Nvidia itself is, I think, below 30. It's a multiple, which for a company that's grown the size they have, this is attractive. What the results are going to be, you can bet that there are going to be many analysts who see the glass half full, others that see it half empty. It's that kind of stock. But we got to get over this noise. It's still a very important business, and at these kind of levels, and I've no doubt the results will be outstanding, even though they might underwhelm some. That whole area of the market is beginning to look very attractive again. Yeah. So I'm going to just use it as a proxy for the Mag 7. Okay. With my Mag 7, I ignore Tesla, hey?
Yeah, it's a Mag 6, eh?
I put Broadcom in, yeah.
Okay, so Nvidia there. Gary, Russell 2000.
Yeah, so I'm not going with the traditional Russell 2000 ETF. I'm actually going with the iShares US Small Cap Factor Equity Factor ETF. So the ticker is SMLF. And all it does is the Russell 2000, essentially 2,000 companies, and it's kind of the small mid-cap sector in the US. And I think there's a lot of concern, and certainly we're hearing it a lot from clients around just the concentration that you're finding in something like the S&P 500. The Magnificent Seven has just done so well, and it's become such a large part of that index. But with, I suppose, the deregulation that we're seeing in the US at the moment, you do expect the US economy to do really well. The problem is that maybe some of the pricing of these Magnificent Seven will turn them into I think the guy who actually coined it, I can't remember which bank he's from, is now calling them the Lagnificent Seven, saying that the next 10 years they're not going to actually deliver the same kinds of results. So if you want to capture kind of the broader US economy, looking at something like the Russell 2000 is your option. But if you look at the small cap multi-factor ETF, it's kind of top ranked, and it generally outperforms because what it does is essentially just looks at a couple of general factor rankings to try and discount the real garbage that sits in those 2,000 stocks. So you come out with about 800-900 stocks inside this ETF, and over the last 7 years, it does kind of it's done 9.6% annually versus the Russell 2000 that's done about 6.8%. This is in US dollar terms, so a significant outperformance of that. And if you look at its volatility as well, also a lot lower. So if you look at kind of the efficient frontier, it gives you a higher performance historically speaking at a lower risk, at a lower standard deviation. So yeah, for me, if you're looking to broaden out of the S&P 500, this is something to look at.
Okay, we'll leave it there for Stockwatch today. Thanks to our guest, David Shapiro from Sasfin Securitie, going with Nvidia. Gary Booysen from Rand Swiss going with a Russell 2000, but the factor-focused one. Do note, Stockwatch will be pre-recorded at 12:30 on Friday. Be sure to send your questions via email, stockwatch@bdtv.co.za. Up next, at the close, stay watching.